in front of camera.
Yeah, radio guys beat you to it, but this is only. Although every radio show in the world is also on camera now as well.
Yeah.
No radio show is not a radio show. Yeah, well, no, they're all just like full camera setups in the radio station to.
Sean, ready when you are.
I don't know.
Oh, that's intense. Okay, so I need to start by asking, we've lost a great actor last night, Robin Williams.
Right.
Did you relate to his films? Did they feel your childhood like they filled mine?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was lucky enough to meet him when I was younger. And yeah, just incredibly sad. It's, I'm just incredibly sorry for his family, and everything is too sad, yeah.
And back to the film. In this film, romantic lead, did you prepare in a different way to your normal, to kind of buff up for the role?
Whenever you know you're going to be taking your clothes off, that inspires like a few extra gym sessions, definitely, but like nothing ridiculous. But yeah, no, there isn't anything particularly different about how you approach a romantic genre film as opposed to anything else. You just like figure out the character and what he wants, and then kind of go from there, really. So it's not like that doesn't change too much, but it was definitely fun to do a romantic comedy just because it's much lighter than most of the things I've done since Potter. So that was a nice change.
And you just mentioned stripping again. It's not obviously as intense as Equus.
No,
but you've taken roles that have nudity in them.
Yes. Yeah, no, I don't. I obviously, as people who have followed my career will know, I don't mind doing nudity. It's not something that I seek out. I like to point that out because it's, I have been asked, is this something you are intentionally seeking? It's like, no, of course not. I'm not like desperate to get my kit off all the time. But yeah, I definitely don't shy away from it. If it comes up, it doesn't really bother me. I think because doing it on stage when I was 17 kind of makes you go, about anything else after that. So you sort of, you care less.
I read a really good quote that you said that it's kind of like you're part of a club with like a few kind of actors that have gone for it.
Well, it's very much that thing of, Zoe Kazan, who's in this movie with me, who I have, we do our skinny dipping scene together. She's done loads of nude scenes as well, like in her career. And, I think there's just a certain amount of, like, recognition and kind of shared experience that you have, like, with people that have done it. You know that you sort of just know what it's like, and it isn't, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's very rarely is it, like, sexy. But I've also only had, like, one proper sex scene ever, and with with a girl, so that's so it's a different thing. But yeah, it's just they're funny. They're more than anything else. It's just like it's a bit of a laugh.
And I read in the paper on the way here actually that you said your kind of current relationship mirrors the themes in the film, as in your friends first, and that's kind of is that an important basis
it's just
of
like people ask me about my relationship, and I try to give as little away as possible, and then that gets turned into a story in itself, which other people find like, oh, you've been really open about this, and like, no, I haven't. I was just like trying to keep my mouth shut. Like I don't know, man. I just find that the amount that people are interested in the lives of actors and people who are well known is kind of weird to me, and there's nothing that interesting about my life, and so I'm trying not to like feed that, I guess.
Yeah, I only read it on the paper.
No, I know, exactly. So I that's the thing. I literally just read it too. That's why I saw it. I was like, oh, for God's sake, stop. It's nothing about this is newsworthy. People are dying in the world. Give time to, it is one of those things when you're like, don't talk about this. This is not interesting.
And going back to kind of choosing your roles post-Potter, you obviously must get sent a vast amount of scripts. Is there any kind of way that you discern what you're going to take, or is it just literally you fancy a certain kind of role and you take it?
It is just like whatever excites me is kind of the thing that I'm going for, and I'm lucky at the moment because I'm being able to do kind of a range of things. So yeah, I mean, it's just about while I have this opportunity to do lots of different things, I'm going to kind of keep taking it, and hopefully. I never want to be particularly one of those actors like falls into a rhythm of doing the same thing all the time.
And what's next? What are you working on? What's your next project?
Well, I'm promoting this at the moment, and then I'm going to have a holiday, which I haven't had for ages, so that's going to be awesome. And then I'm going to do another press tour for a different film, and then after that, hopefully I'll get to make another film this year. But I don't even know if it's like going to happen yet, so I've just got to sort of fingers crossed at the moment that it all comes together.
Is it kind of confusing doing all these press tours? Because obviously you were at Comic-Con where you're talking about horns, and then you're here, and it's like... Oh.
And it's also, I did both films like 2 years ago, so at the at the start of this one, I had to sit down and watch the film again because I'd completely forgotten it. But it was nice because I watched it again, I was like, oh, it's really good, that's great, I love it still, so that's good.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Yeah, it would have been a terrible month otherwise.
Excellent, I think that's all we've got time for, so...
Thank you so much, a pleasure, thank you very much.